no, I can finish it. And then they're like, oh. Hello. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another episode of Honest Tattooer, where we absolutely love tattoos and we love to talk about it. So welcome to another show. I have my homie right here, Matriano.
Hey, hey, hey.
And Brandon, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So we're gonna have a friend of ours who's does some crazy snakes with us tonight, but she couldn't make it. Daniela, shout out to you, but next time you gotta come here.
Yep. That was gonna be a good one, but it'll be even better next time.
Yeah. And Brandon just got tattooed.
I did. Again.
Yeah.
Again and again. It's good.
Well, it looks awesome. And if you guys were on our Instagram page, would have seen that a little bit of the ending of that tattoo, which it looks sick, bro.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that was a fun one. And it actually took a little bit longer than I thought. I always say it. And even while I'm thinking it, like while I'm saying it, I'm like, I shouldn't say that this isn't going to take that long because it always takes longer than I think. But I'm always like, this will go quick today. No problem. You'll be done in like 2 hours. And I think we hit like 4 hours today.
Yeah.
Always a lot longer than I think.
It's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
Man, I've like tattooing like under that clock, you know, like it puts you in a different, you're like, oh man, I said this. You feel like you have to kind of like meet that expectation, you know? But at the end of the day, like tattoos just take as long as they take. Yeah. And then you're like, I was wrong.
Oh, well.
I lied.
Yeah. Yesterday, I told my client that I would sit as long as he could sit. And I was doing his whole chest, this whole big moth, like.
You mean you had a sit off?
I just thought he would be like a reasonable human being and it'd be like, 4, 5, 6 hours tops. And he'd be like, all right, well, I'm done for the day. And I'd been like, all right. But no, there was no end. I finished it.
That's great.
He just kept sitting.
Just sat.
Until what time?
I think we were done 2 in the morning.
Jeez.
Yeah. You see, like I used to at one point in my life be able to do that when I was a young lad.
I never did that.
Oh, I did that. But like, honestly, like now I know the hours where I operate at like top level, you know? Cause I mean like anybody, you're at, your prime time after you're like ready, you just got on. That's different than like, when you finish that tattoo at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're just like spent. Their energy in the room is like, oh my God, we just finished this.
I've already looked at the photo and been like, I got to fix that little thing. I'm like, we forgot a white highlight right here, but
I'd rather you're going to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to come back.
I don't know what's more disappointing, having them be like, oh man, really? At that moment when you tell them they got to come back, or rushing through it and then you look at it later and be like, oh man, that sucks. I got to fix this.
Yeah. And then like another part of that whole experience is making the content at the end of your tattoo also takes time if you're making the right content straight up. So you have to, if you like, especially if you put in all those hours into something and that shit's sick, you need to document that, dude, because that thing's going to walk away.
Yeah. You're going to be like, time for the photo shoot.
Yeah. And that's when you're like, home. You like take those photos because you're tired. They're tired. Everybody's just like, dude, I just want to fucking go home. So you just take some whatever pictures of it. And then the next day you're like, fuck. And then they have to come back anyways.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I've done that plenty of times.
Yeah.
Just at the end of the night, you're so tired. You're like, I'm just going to snap a couple just so that I have like proof that I did this tattoo.
Yeah.
And then you go home and you look at it and you're like, man, these are blurry. They're, wet. They're bleeding. Like, fuck, these are no good at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes your client can't come back, but a lot of times they're like, no, man, I'm flying back out tomorrow, man. Or I'm like far away, and then you can't get them for a while.
Man, the tattoo I did yesterday, I did a, what the hell was it? A honey badger. Really cool tattoo. And the guy, he lives up the street. He lives on Houston. Mm-hmm. The photos that I get, they weren't great. My light rig was running out of battery. The light was really dim. I cracked my filter. Like everything was going wrong.
Yeah. So
I told this guy, I was like, hey, you literally live around the corner. He's come back tomorrow when tattoos settle down. I'll have the right stuff to take a picture. He's like, yeah, no problem. He never came.
Never.
I'm not gonna do that. I just go knock on his door right now. I'm like, bro, let me take some pictures.
Bro, come on. I just want to take some pictures.
Luckily, my guy isn't too far away. He gets tattooed by me a lot. So I was kind of counting on it. I'm like, all right, well, you know, he's gonna come back. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And that leads to this part. Dun, 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 right? We love day of pictures. They just, you know, they have, you know, a day of photo is just so good. Then the day after photo, it's even better.
I think that's the best one.
That's the best one. But getting that nice day of photo, it's like extra satisfying.
If you can get the next day, I would always do that instead of like, if you had the option of posting day of or day two as like your portfolio piece, day two is definitely the way to go.
Day 2 is the best one.
Yeah. It's
the
not
redness
red.
It's not red. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Man, those are little things that like tattooers salivate. You're like, oh yeah, it's great.
I can send you day 2 pics.
Yeah. Oh, that day
Got
2
you.
pic. The best. Oh man, you guys can't see it, but we have a little dog came straight from the UK by one of our friends, Trap House Tattooer.
Oh, that's from Trap House. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's he been?
He's been out in London
Still hiding his face.
doing, I think he shows his face,
Yeah.
but mostly hides it.
Okay. Is there, I'm not going to talk about him. I don't want to air out his stuff. Like, is there a reason why he hides his face? Or is it
I
just,
don't know. I think it's
a
also, he's also very smart about how to not show his face, which I think,
it's like Wilson from Home Improvement.
yeah, that sounds really good. But I think there's different people on Instagram though, that are really good tattooers who still manage to like show themselves, but not enough to be able to like, and keep this mystique.
Yeah.
And I think that's great.
It's like all the girls on Instagram are like getting half naked, but they have their phone like this. So you can't,
You can't see the face.
every picture's like that.
Gotta keep the mystery.
It makes you tap. It makes you tap to see the rest. Oh, that's the realest shit ever.
I remember when Trap House was here, one of the times doing a guest spot, Skylar asked me to help her draw a hand, I think it was. And she's standing right next to me and I'm showing her what to do. And then out of nowhere, I hear Trap go, "Oh man, thanks for the lesson," over my shoulder. I'm like, oh, cool. So what did you tattoo this week?
I finished the sleeve, which was satisfying. I did the color on a dragon. That was part of a whole rescue thing. So one of my clients, his name is David. Shout out, homie. We were trying to have him on the podcast as well, but some things got screwed up. But he came to me with this very interesting tattoo.
Dave's going to be in next week.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, Friday the 13th. He's going
Oh,
to be
shit. So maybe I shouldn't even talk about this. Talk about his Sasquatch tattoo.
Yeah, let's wait.
Yeah. Okay, because that's
So
funny.
yeah, we'll record on the 13th, whatever. And then that Monday after that is when.
Okay, cool. So I'll save the Squatch.
Save the Squatch. So what else did you tattoo?
Another thing that I tattooed this week was head.
Oh, that's right. Dude, I can't believe that guy sat that well for that long on both sides of his head.
Yeah.
It was two angels, right?
2 angels. Yeah. I laid everything out. I wanted to see what like the composition was going to look like. I liked it. And it was like, if he was willing to sit for it, I was going to get at least everything laid out on a nice big headpiece. It's going to look super cool. I'm really pumped on the layout. But it's on a head. So it's a tough day. And I really enjoy it. It's nice and taut.
Yeah. The only thing that sucks about tattooing heads is how much they bleed. You don't think he bled that much?
No, not really.
Man,
I'm also doing like,
every time I tattooed a head, it was like gushing blood. Really? Yeah.
well, that's what I was going to say. I'm doing a lot of black and gray and it's really soft.
Okay.
So it's like, I'm not like pounding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not pounding that face.
Yeah. Not pounding it. Not going to Pound Town. I'm really just soft.
Yeah.
Soft.
Brandon, what'd you tattoo?
Well,
that chest
big
piece,
moth
right?
chest piece. I tattooed like a ship. It's classic, like,
All your clients are listening like, what about me?
Yeah.
You tattooed me.
For sure. Tell me.
I did a ship like sailing, some clouds in the background and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Traditional?
No, black and gray. Realism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Straight from a photograph.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just anytime I hear of ship, I think of a traditional tattoo.
I would love to do it.
I thought of a traditional clipper ship. That's what I thought. Yeah. That's what I thought that you tattooed.
No, this client, she had me do like, one of those like realistic tattoos is like, it's got like a realistic compass and it's like a map background.
Okay.
We've all seen those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done those.
Yeah. So I started that on her like a long time ago, like 3 years ago. And then she came back to get a sailboat on top. And we're going to do a lighthouse or something on the back of her arm.
Did you go back into the stuff that you did 3 years ago?
No, because I didn't have time.
Okay.
But I definitely have to a little bit. It's a little light. Especially every time I do one of these nautical tattoos, I can tell these people spend a lot of time on boats.
Yes.
Yeah, because I do the light shading, and I feel like it's zapped out. Like a year later.
That sea salt washes it away.
They're out there. Man, I've also done that tattoo.
We all have,
I think we've all done that tattoo. Yeah. It's a common, good old tattoo. People think too much sometimes about like, they want to have the most original idea. And sometimes that's not necessarily it. Like there's just so many ways to, I bet if we all pulled up our version of that tattoo, they all look completely different.
Yeah. I mean, even if all three of us use the same reference right now and tattooed it, it will come out different.
Completely different, you know?
Yeah. I went so extra with it too. I like reconstructed, cause there's like a million references of that.
Yeah.
Compass, laying on a map. I was like, I don't want to copy this photo. I feel bad. Like someone's already got this tattooed. I want to give you some original. So I had her like tell me like what part of the world she wanted like mapped out and everything. Like remade it all.
It's AI that shit.
I know, right?
That's like what I'd use a combination. If I had to do that tattoo now, in the past, I would find the references mostly of like actual compasses so I can actually see it, draw it, like do all that.
Yeah.
Now the way I would approach it now, completely different. It's crazy. Like now I'm like, oh yeah, I'd AI this much of it. And then some parts I would need some photo reference stuff to make sure, like if you told AI to give you a map of a specific place, you're going to get a fucking doodle.
Yeah.
You're going to get some random weird doodle, but it'll give you a dope layout of how that map should kind of be. And then you're going to find some real map, put it there. And then, same thing with like a compass. I would find either a photo compass or I get AI to create a photo reference of a compass for me. And then on top of that, I would use to get the center of the compass, I would use a stamp in Procreate to give me that center perfect in perspective. I can lay it down. And that's how I would approach that tattoo today, which is so different than like back in the day. I would spend the time doing a hand stencil of every little bit of, no, dude, put it in perfect perspective, fit it in there, get to that line, like clean line drawing that you need, and then go off your reference, shade it however the fuck you want.
I can hear the comments right now. That's not drawing. You don't know how to draw. You tell us all we should learn how to draw and you're doing that.
Oh man. That's how I would approach it now.
One thing AI can't do, or at least I can't figure out the prompt to do it. You know how like people will take a picture of their drawing, like their real paper drawing.
Yeah.
And they'll lay their pencil, their brush or whatever, like kind of make a little fancy decorative piece out of the picture. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I tried to get AI to do that over a digital drawing. Like just put some paper, like put some pencils, put something on it, like frame it out a little bit, make it look a little fancy. It could not do that.
You couldn't figure it out.
It could not do it.
It was funny. I used AI one time to help me get like sketches. Like I did, I was trying to do like a dog. This guy wanted specific, and for some reason, every reference it was a Doberman, and every reference I found just didn't look like right. Like it was all like the either dog was a little too soft, or was, a little too droopy. He wasn't like angular enough. So I had AI do it, and it gave me like fake drawings with the pencils and everything.
Really?
Yeah. So try pen sketch.
Just take out the drawing that I put in.
Yeah, because if I didn't write pen sketch, it was giving me things that were like, like AI art does, like ridiculous, like looking things, like way too realistic, like super kind of like uncanny valley.
Yeah.
So I was trying to dumb it down a little bit.
So one of the tattoos I did this week was a 2-toed sloth. And if anybody knows anything about sloths, there's a 3-toed sloth and a 2-toed sloth.
I did not know that.
And the 3-toed sloth is the one that everybody thinks of. Like that's the quintessential sloth that everybody thinks of.
The brown one with the...
It has like the eyes that kind of like the black, almost like the raccoon blackness, right?
Yeah.
They're cool looking. There's tons of photos of them. Of course, that wasn't the one that I had to do. Like I was specifically told, no, I needed a 2-toed sloth. So I'm looking and there's a couple of photos, but like not really anything that great. There's not many of them, and they're ugly looking. Like they're not as cool or like as interesting looking as the
other ones.
So I asked AI, I asked Midjourney to generate some photos. Dude, the things that came up, because there's not a lot of reference for them. Yeah. Just body parts all over the place. Like
with 2 toes.
It's so ridiculous.
Man. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Getting what you want out of like a AI prompt. It's not as easy as people think. You're not going to just get a magical, like, oh, there it is. Did it for you. Yeah. Nah, it don't work out that at all.
And like ideally, like you would think oh, I can't find a good reference, I'm going to have one generated for me. But if there's not a lot of good reference out there for AI to pull from, then they can't do it either.
You can't do it at all. So man, horses are crazy because there's so many photos of horses, but a lot of them, when they're in motion, it looks like there's all the blur and that fucks with the what AI sees. And sometimes you'll get a leg coming out of somewhere it's not supposed to, and like all kinds of weird shit.
Oh, you know what else I tried to do? I tried to make a Friday the 13th flash sheet from Midjourney.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And it was bad. It was really bad.
I tried it like a year ago when I first started messing with Midjourney. I think I tried doing that and it gave me crap.
You'd have to individually, you have to be like, give me like the contour line of this object or
you know
something.
what? It did. You know what? I'm lying. It did give me some nice, like a few good, like 6 design composition sheets, but they're overall, like, I think like AI is good to give you like, you don't know where to go with this. Here's a suggestion.
Yeah.
And then you can just either start kind of remixing ideas, adding prompts, taking things out, etc., at being more specific about like with the way that you want it to see it, etc. And then you can come out with something that's really, really good and then draw off of that. And I feel like, man, you're just so much faster to what's in the mind.
It could even help you, believe it or not, like be original.
Yeah.
Because instead of using the same old reference photos everybody's using, you know, the first ones that come up and like, I want to draw a gorilla. There's, you know, like what, 10 really good gorilla photography. You know, a photographer got up close to a gorilla, got a really good photo. Not, you know, there's not that many of those out there. So you go to AI, make your own.
Yeah, absolutely. Have it give it a, with sunglasses, you know, drinking a freaking smoothie,
man,
and make it look realistic. It's great.
Have you heard the prices of the Bored Ape, the NFTs?
Oh, they're like dirt cheap.
They're like 95% down from what they sold at from the very beginning.
Yes. Insane.
That sucks. I'm so glad I never jumped on that. Yeah.
I could call that.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's if you had the money to do it when it was like, because it was, think about it. At one point it was nothing. Then it was worth a whole lot. And then people sold off and bought, and now they're worth nothing.
It was a pyramid scheme. The monetary value was the hype. If you could get other people hyped for it, you could still sell it. So once the hype ran out, it was just
yeah. But I mean, like, you know, that's the only reason money's worth something is because we all believe in it and we all agree that it's worth something.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm so glad I didn't jump on that band because I thought about it. I even thought about making my own NFTs and then try to sell them.
Yeah, making them. That was a good idea. You would have made some money.
I always thought like it would make sense to like if someone bought like an artist's NFT that they would send you like a digital picture frame or something, and you can like, you know, frame it and you're like, look, it's my actual like digital original.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds like some Futurama shit.
Some people did actually do something, I think, similar to that.
I don't know.
I think I saw this guy that like he made one big painting and then he photographed sections of this painting and then sold every section as an NFT. And then somebody owned the whole thing.
Man, that just reminded me of a podcast I was listening to today about Andy Warhol. And at one point, he did the 32 soup cans, right? The Campbell soup cans. There was 32 of them. And there was a guy who was like, oh man, all of these need to be together. Like one soup can doesn't make sense by itself. They all need to be together in a collection. So he bought the whole thing for $1,000.
Damn.
Now, one of those, I think sold in like a couple of years ago for like $12 million.
Damn. Just one.
Just one. He bought the whole pack for $1,000.
No way.
Crazy.
Boy, that's wild. I need them all. Give you $1,000. Some people make good decisions. Some people out here is making good decisions, man.
I think it was also the quality of the NFTs is what like led to the hype given out so fast because people were really just like
minting all kinds of shit.
Just weird shit. Like didn't even, it's not even cool. Like what is like, you know, it's, I don't know. Like to me, I just look at one of those like Bored Ape things and I'm like, this is a shitty cartoon. Like this looks like the shit I made when I was like in the 5th grade on my computer for fun.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I never understood it.
Yeah.
Same thing with buying stuff for like the metaverse, like buying an outfit and everything.
Oh, like dressing up your fake avatar. Yeah. I'll have the free one. Give me the free outfit. Yeah. You know, it's cool. Yeah. You know, I gotta know, but I don't play video games. And if I did, I wouldn't like pay extra money to have a different outfit in my video game. Yeah. No.
You'd be surprised how many people do.
I know some people are probably triggered right now by me saying that. They're like, oh, of course. And they're like, but no.
Video games one thing, but I'm talking about like the whole, maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about, but wasn't there a situation where like you go into the metaverse, you walk around town, you walk to the mall, you buy whatever, you buy a pair of shoes for like,
that's still around. But
that's what I'm saying. Like that sounds so stupid.
That's like, they got a bunch of games like that, I think.
But this isn't even a game, right? This is just like
that one.
AR.
Okay. That one I can actually like live with a little more. Just this is why. Get my drift, right? What if you lived somewhere super boring, middle of nowhere, and that gives you some like a way to just put that thing on. You can go out, go to a mall, go talk to people from other places, etc., and get out of the shitty place that you're at for at least a couple of hours. I don't know. I think it's pretty good.
You ever see the movie Ready Player One?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
So good. Yeah.
If the world gets that bad, then yeah, I'll buy a fake shirt, a virtual shirt.
Well, no, there are parts of the world where it is that bad.
For me.
There are parts of the world that it is that bad, but that technology is still expensive for people in that part of the world to have it, but like, man, if you could, that'd be awesome.
I was thinking about it the other day. I took my kids to the arcade and they have like a VR game. I don't even know what the game was. I didn't let them play it. Mm-hmm. But Alex, my 2-year-old, she just wanted to put the headset on. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm putting the headset on her just so she can fuck around. Like she's not playing the game, but I'm seeing like the ocular glasses, whatever, with this bright ass screen right in front of her eyes. I'm like, weren't we told as kids, like, don't sit too close to the TV? And now you're just putting these bright ass screens directly on your eyeballs. Like, how is that good for you? I don't understand how it's any different.
I don't know.
All right.
I have an Oculus. I don't really use it. I bought it for my girlfriend because she likes the tilt brush. It's like it's sculpture. Like
That's pretty
space.
Cool. Yeah.
Actually, I was just talking to my friend about this. Like, a lot of artists, a lot of tattooers use ZBrush references, like from this, sculpting program.
Yeah.
I thought, like, man, if they could like link that with VR and you could have like a fake clay or whatever in front of you and like really be like looking at it from every side, and
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Imagine sitting there doing pottery, like with the spinning thing, and like you're just sitting there with nothing.
Wow, this is so realistic.
Oh man, just thought of the movie Ghost.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No way.
VR gives me motion sickness.
I've never done it.
No kind of VR. I had like the PS4 VR at one point, it's good. It's all right.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's cool.
It is.
It's
cool.
Crazy when you're like, tilting your head and you see it's like side to side. It's like you're really like,
yeah. The most up to date thing that I have as far as gaming goes is playing PlayStation, like the original PlayStation.
Oh, really? Yeah. Old school.
That's great. That's great.
Oh, you know what we can talk about? So I just recently signed up for a month-long plan where I do like a consulting thing with a guy who's like a professional Instagram get you follower coach. Yeah. He's having me do some stuff that I really do not want to be doing.
Okay.
And I haven't done it yet, but I really don't think I'm going to. Mm-hmm. Like he's showing me videos of other tattoo artists who are getting noticed on Instagram. And he's like, this is what you should be doing if you want to get the views, the follows, really. And it's all people on camera talking, dancing. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, like I'm not talking or dancing.
There are people that I follow too that I know. Like there's this one girl, like she does a lot of tips. The video that he sent me of her is the video is like, this is how you should take a healed photo of your own tattoo. And she goes through the motions. So like, this is what you shouldn't do. And she's like dancing.
Everything's this is how you should. Let me show you how to.
And like, it works for her because she's a hot girl. Like that's the only reason why people are watching it.
No, I mean, that adds to why people are watching it, isn't it? But it's not the sole reason why people are watching it.
I think that's the reason why people are following through and watching to the end. I think that's the difference.
I think I speak for everybody, including all the audience, when I say we would love to see you dance on TikTok.
Oh man. I think it's like a matter of like, if she's given information, and it has value, people are going to watch till the end.
Yeah.
The fact that she's good, if she's pretty and she's easy on the eyes, you know? Yeah, that adds to it. But I think it's more of like, if the video adds value, then people are going to watch to the end. Also, the timing of your videos, you know, like I try different things and I'm like, oh man, I'm going to make my videos look a little bit shorter. And those videos, once you start seeing when the drop off is, you see, and they're like, oh, there's like the drop off is way later. So it's like, it's better if your videos are, if you can look at the statistics on your video and you see that the drop off is after 5-6 seconds, then maybe you should make 6-second long videos, you know, and figure that out. See how you can make it interesting in that amount of time. Yeah. And then you're going to have more views.
One of the other things that he told me, which I thought, because I've heard from other people who are supposed to like coaches, that hashtags are dead. He's like, no, hashtags are not dead. You should be using multiple hashtags in each post. But then he goes, every post, I mean, this is specifically for my cases because I said I wanted to have more sales through my website, selling more prints and then booking people more appointments. So he was saying you need a call to action on every single post. So what I was doing was I was putting at the bottom of my caption, I would say, you know, link in bio, fill out my form, go to my website and this and that. And a couple of days later, like the whole program is he'll give you some stuff to do. And then a few days later, he'll catch up with you and tell you what you're doing wrong. He's like, stop putting link in bio in your description. He says that the algorithm hates that and will not push those posts. So anybody, if you're writing link in bio to try to push people to your website or wherever, don't do it anymore because it's hurting you. Yeah. So he said the better way to get people to do whatever it is that you want to do it is have it in the text on the video itself. Like in either like just overlay text.
Overlay text over it.
Yeah.
Smart.
But still don't put link in bio. Like those words are going to trigger the algorithm. So don't do that.
Oh man. They're like, they want to use free advertising. They need to pay us for that. There is nothing as free advertising.
But it's going well. I think since I started with him, which was only 4 days ago, I think I gained like 300 followers.
Oh, shit, that's great.
This is the first episode in a really long time that we didn't have a topic.
I know, we didn't have like a direct, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah. So I put up on our Instagram story today, would you rather have a perfect tattoo that took a long ass time to do, multiple sessions, hours upon hours, come back, but the thing looks perfect. There's no holidays, no scratchy lines or whatever. Like everything is just solid.
Perfect.
But you had to work for that tattoo. Like it took a long time. Would you rather have that? Or would you rather just get a quick in and out tattoo? May not look that great, but like didn't cost you a whole bunch of money, got it done in one shot. And you're like, yeah, I'm done. I got it. Cool.
Yeah.
So 86% say that they would spend the time and the money and get a perfect tattoo. 14%.
Liars.
I feel the same way. I feel the exact same way.
That's because that's a bunch of tattooers.
Probably is. It probably is.
It's a bunch of tattooers like, yeah, I pay for good tats.
I worded it as, this is a question for the clients, but you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I answered it too.
194 people voted for they would pay for the extra time. And then 32 people said that they just want to in and out.
They just want a little banger, go. I just want a tat.
And I wasn't even thinking of as a little banger, like even a substantial size
tattoo, yeah.
But just
still a banger.
Yeah.
Somebody just bang that thing out.
Yep. I mean, I kind of expected that answer, but I think you're right. I think that tattooers are the ones answering that.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying before, like my guy, I was tattooing him yesterday until 2 a.m. I mean, he'll come back and let me touch it up or whatever. Like he's a cool client and everything. Yeah. But people just, you know, they seem like they're like really like, I started this and like, I want it done. Yeah. And like nothing could, you know, like he was sat for 8 hours straight on his chest. I was like,
that's tough.
Really wanted it done.
Yeah. It always seems like it's such a hassle to come back.
It is.
Maybe for some people it is if you got to travel, but I mean, not everybody's traveling to get their tattoos. Like if you got to drive an hour, that's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not traveling.
Yeah.
I know.
Recently, I've had some people that had to travel to come get tattooed, and for them, it's been like, oh man, I'm stoked because it's like a vacation for me.
Yeah.
You know, they make a thing out of it. So they're stoked, you know, instead of like feeling like, oh, this is adding to the cost of my tattoo. Like they're like, I know it's adding to the cost of my tattoo, but this is such a great experience. I'm down. I appreciate that shit so much. So I always make sure that those people know that, man, I really value that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like if you're going to plan on, especially getting a large tattoo that you have to travel for, expect a make some travel arrangements, and you're gonna have to come back a couple of times, like save for that, budget for that.
Yeah.
You know, if it takes multiple sessions, and I don't know, I hate feeling pressured. Like I have to do more in this one session because you want more done.
The time limit's the worst.
Yeah.
I think it also comes down to, at some respects, like the person's respect for tattooing. Like, do they really know what goes into this? Do they really have like a respect for it? Because then they're probably not going to be busting your balls, you know, to go keep going and keep going and keep going and rush through it. They're going to know you know, what it takes, and they're going to have to, you know, sit there and be bored and do a bunch of waiting and go through a bunch of pain, but come out on the other end very happy.
Yeah.
I also don't like tattooing people. If they're like struggling, I'm calling it because you can't handle it. Like, you know, like there's no like, no, I can finish it. And then they're like, like, no, you can't. So I can't finish it with you being like this, you know? It's like, this is not, we got to call this. When people are like moving around too much, clenching, like just, they're done, you know, they're done.
I had one girl literally in tears. And I was like, I'm done. I'm not tattooing you anymore. Cause like, not only like she wasn't moving, but she was just crying,
and sobbing.
I was like, I'm not,
like,
I can't do this. And she was like, no, just keep going. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. My friend's girlfriend, I tattooed her the other day. Bad shout out to you. And she, I was doing just this little tattoo on her ankle, and she was like crying, like bawling, like ugly crying. Like, I was like, what's wrong? I'm sorry. Like, I got to finish this though. Oh, that's my first time I ever had someone cry like that.
I had two, both girls, lower back, like tramp stamp area. They were both bawling. Both of them at the same time. I was like, I'm done.
I have my tramp stamp tattooed, bro. I don't think it was that bad.
I got the side of my ankle or whatever, my leg. I didn't think it hurt that bad either, but you know, some people
are wimps.
Yeah.
Man, I have experienced some really bad. Oh man, my kneecap. When Gabe did it, oh my God, that hurt so rough. Bad, dude.
I think if anybody else did it wouldn't have been as bad. Gabe is rough.
He
gets in there.
Lays it down. Thing looks sick though. Shout out G Money.
It's cool.
Yeah, it looks really good. You still got to do one more session. Oh, God damn.
Yeah, I keep looking at the piece that he did on my wrist, and I'm like, how is everything so solid?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, it fucking hurt. That's
that shit hurt. That shit hurt.
Well, I mean, we're 50 minutes in, a couple of quiet times, but maybe we just call it a short one.
Yeah, I know. I feel like there's so many things to talk about, but you're going to have to wait for it, guys.
I guess that's what happens when you're kind of throwing an episode together last minute.
Yeah. When you have call an audible.
It's also Saturday. We always record on Thursdays. This week was all fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thursday, John and I and Gabe went to the Ranger game, so we did not record.
Shout out to Coxie. That shit was sick.
Yeah, it was fun. Good experience. And then Friday, John was shot, right? You had to go upstate, pick up your kid, do a whole thing with them.
Yeah. That was a long day.
So we didn't record last night. And now it's late. I tattooed 2 people today, which I normally don't do.
Oh, shit. I didn't know you do.
Dude, I tattooed my guy, Steven from Virginia. We finished his sleeve a couple of weeks ago, and today was a touch-up session. So he took the train all the way up from Virginia, did like 4 hours on him, just a touch-up. And just kind of made everything nice and smooth.
Yeah.
And then right after he was done, ran and sat down, and then we tattooed him for a good 3 or 4 hours today too.
That's a long day, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm shot too.
Well, guys, this
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
No, thank you for coming through.
How do you even do a closing statement with a random episode like that? You should take it, right?
I was thinking the same thing. Man, guys, I guess if you've been listening this far, we're going to say thank you so much, because we appreciate you. We appreciate your support. And most of all, we'll see you next time.
Wait, hold on. As you're doing thank yous, let's thank our Patreon supporters.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. We appreciate all the support. If you would like to become a Patreon supporter, head over to patreon.com/HONESTTATTOOER. Select the tier that best suits you. Each one is super, super helpful to everything that we do here. And we have to shout out some new patrons this week. We got, I don't know if I gave this guy a shout out last week or if he's new this week, but if he was mentioned last week, then he gets a double mention. So Steven Costa, he's a new guy this week. And then also Rick Green. Thank you guys very much for jumping on.
Thank you guys so much. We love you. Peace.
Thanks for having me.